Still trying to see your face.
But can you hear my voice?
I can.
Okay, let's see what it is.
I can hear your voice.
Okay, I think it has to do with a setting. 1 second, let me just check.
All right. Oma Kids, welcome. Welcome, Oma Kids. We are looking at sparking creativity with music magnet. Music magnet, correct. So that's the question I want you to, okay. All right. You're welcome, Leia Olumide. Hey, finally. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. How's it going, sir?
Very fine, very fine. We are welcome to the Mentors Show. We know that all our guests on this show are very busy people. We know that you are very, very busy because creative people are very busy people, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, the few time that you have to quickly do some other stuff that are not creative are very limited.
Very limited.
It becomes such a back-to-back
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful, man. Thank you for your patience.
I know you are.
On this live Instagram right here to say you're such an amazing gentleman. You're such a patient person.
No.
You're such a persistent, goal-focused person.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have in the house tonight our guest, Dr. Wilson Joel. Dr. Wilson Joel is a music producer extraordinaire. Dr. Wilson Joel is the music director for the none other than the House on the Rock, which is one of the foremost churches on the continent of Africa. And also, you would like to know that Dr. Wilson Joel is the music director for The Experience, up to 1 million people, that doing that part. So tonight we have a lot of things how I wish we have more than 1 hour to be able to dig more and dig more and dig more and dig more into knowing. Mr. Wilson Joel also has been producer of the music like Alagbara of Onos. He was not that produced the music of Gloria Brima, the Miracle Worker. Those 2 songs for me are just things I listen to, and you just know that there's something depth coming out of it. He has worked with various. He's part of Sony, so worked with Sony BMG. He's worked with Universal Music. He is a person of many parts. He has worked with people like Chevron Franklin, from Jamaica. He has worked with Donnie McClurkin. He has worked with renowned musician Michael Stampley. Just keep mentioning, because of the grace of God upon his life. So you are welcome to the Mentors Show. And on this show, we try to inspire people. We try to help people reinvent themselves. We try to help people to spark creativity, to know that they can be creative. For me as a person, I believe there's nobody that cannot be creative, actually. There's nobody that cannot be creative. You can only put a cap on yourself based on your belief system. You can be creative. So on this show, we try to help people to reinvent themselves, spark creativity, and help them make impact, because impact is there for everyone to make in our various locations. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight, please give us thumb up, ask your questions. We have a series of questions here to ask. So if you have other questions, we'll take it on in the little time we have. So I think we'll just go in for it, sir. Who is Dr. Wilson Joel? Let's start. Who is Dr. Wilson Joel?
Since I was a child, anytime anybody asks me who is Wilson Jeff, I'm never able to answer. Never. I always blab like, okay, where do I start from? What do I say? Blah blah blah. I think I just basically say that I am myself.
Okay.
I am a music person.
Okay.
I am a God person. I'm a good life person. I'm a positive person.
Okay.
And of course, I'm straight. I'm a male.
That's important.
I'm married.
Okay.
Now, thank God. I'm a Christian, and I'm a music producer, like full-time music producer.
Okay.
And I'm just me, really. What you see is what you get.
Okay. What you see is what you get. Interesting.
Yes.
At what point can you remember, if you cast your mind back, did music come into the picture? Did you just know that, wow,
Beautiful question. Music, I will say, I'll make it easier. Say, music has always been with me.
Okay.
Growing up, my mother ran a restaurant and bar, and there was music playing all through, all type of music. Is it Shalama? Is it Kool and the Gang? Is it Sonia Day? Is it Evangelist? What's his name? I've forgotten his name. Different kind of songs, And then my father was one of the leaders in church, one of the lay leaders in Anglican Church, St. Paul Anglican Church.
Wow.
God rest his soul. My mother was in the choir, apparently. I didn't even know.
Interesting.
Before I was born, she was in the choir. My sister sings in the choir. So music was just around me. So it's always hard for me to put a peg on when
it started.
The music really started. All I knew is as I was growing up, music was just growing with me like that. But when I know I consciously started music, would be sometime in 1993, 94.
Okay.
Yeah. Was when I would say I consciously started to delve into music. I mean, like I used to joke. Well, it's not a joke really, but I used to say joking there. My popsy would ask me, "Guy, what do you want to be?" I said, "I want to be a doctor." I said, "Yes, of course. A brilliant guy like you has to be a doctor, one of those, whatever." Trust me, I was working on everything to make me be a doctor. But once I started to get to the age of like 14, 15, I knew I'm like, whatever I'm going to do in life, it has to do with music.
Interesting.
So I started early, in my teenage years to start to, go towards the area of music. And here we are today, we are still learning.
Wow, interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give us the thumbs up, give us the like emoji, love emoji. And our guest, if you have not followed him after this show, you better go and make sure you follow him to get more of his music. Now, it could be said, like what you said now, that in actual fact, you started the music before you were born. While you were in the womb, mommy was singing.
I was hearing all the melodies.
And you're hearing all the melodies, and it's interesting. Now, when you now knew that, okay, music is what you want to do, now, you could have been doing music and doing other things. Was it that there was no other things that caught your fashion?
I think with music, music is very jealous. That's the way I put it.
Okay.
Music is a very, very jealous field. If you really want to do music the way music should be done, you will not be able to do something else.
Wow.
That's just the honest truth. Now, I can understand that one needs to survive, one needs to feed, one needs to do all of that. Trust me, it has not been an easy journey. It's not really, it's still not easy, but trust me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It has not been an easy journey starting out.
Yeah.
It was really tough back then, extremely tough.
Yeah.
There are days I couldn't feed just one meal a day. Not because I probably may not be able to afford it, but because I want to use that money for music.
Invest it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, my piano playing, I really didn't have a teacher. I mean, I learned music days when there was no YouTube, there was no Google, there was no free learning online. There was nothing like this we're doing right now. You know, there was no free IG video resource like this that would help at all in any way.
Wow.
So it was tough. I mean, like, I could take my money and go and pay somebody who has a piano at the back of my street just so I can sit down there and see what I can grab by myself. So I will sing and I'll be looking for the notes on the keyboard. That is how I learned the piano.
Interesting.
You know, so it's music is very jealous. If you want to do music and you want to do something else, there are very few people who have been able to mix that together. I mean, now I can, you know, because now I'm still learning. I've not arrived yet, you know, but now I can do that. But in the beginning stage of music or learning how to get into music, it will be so tough. It's a bit of something.
So tough. Interesting. So, so the point you are making, and for all our guests and listeners, the point you are making is that there is a process, so to speak.
There is a process.
There is a process, and I think I wanted to talk more about that process because we have a generation that you can call now, that people now are the microwave generation. even people that want to go into music, they just want to release one single and just hit it like that. So can you please talk more about your process, the process you went through that made you to be music magnet?
Somebody says I'm not learning. I am learning. You know, I believe that the day you stop learning is the day you literally die. You know, because we are here to learn forever, even till the day when we are no more. We're still learning. As long as there's breath in our hearts, we're still learning. You know, the process is quite, like I said in the beginning, music is very jealous. Excuse me, I'm touching my eyes.
No, you're not the only one to. Sorry.
Go ahead.
You
know, music is very jealous. And the process is not like any other profession. Now, I remember back in the day, where I'll just go sit down in the studio. I can sit in that studio and hear me well, I'm not exaggerating. And there are people online here who can tell that I'm not lying. I can sit in that studio sometimes 3-4 days.
Wow.
Yes. And there's nothing I'm doing. I'm just trying to grab what are they doing inside the studio. 3-4 days. I'm not playing piano. I couldn't even play piano like those who were playing inside. So what the heck do I want to play to start with? You know, I couldn't even try myself because I would just disgrace myself. The 1, 2, 3, 10 chord notes and chords that I know. I'll just play rubbish. You know, and what do I want to say? You know, what music, what do I want to tell them in music? But I knew nothing. No, really. But I was sitting in that studio 3-4 days just trying to learn. If they want to pack their cables to set up, I will offer to pack the cables and the microphones and the microphone stand. We don't have that anymore these days.
You don't have people.
The process is a different. There's the loyalty, there's the consistency part, there's the passion, then there's the technology. Then there's the music itself. Then there's the music business itself on its own, rather. You know, so the process is so compartmentalized that if you miss one, you will fail in the other one. You see what I'm saying? And when you fail in the other one, you have to come back and repeat
that
the class. You see what I'm saying? So there were days like that where I just sit, you know, around the studio just to see what are they doing. There were days, I mean, there were years that I would just go and serve a particular music director in the church. I will go there, I will bring out the keyboard that the keyboard player will play, you know, for the service or for the rehearsal or whatever. And I will just clean it up, make sure it's ready for the person who wants to play to come and play. You understand? So it's in different segments. And then the music itself, is another world on its own. Like, okay, what is this music now? How should it sound? Now, I used to tell people that being a musician and musicianship is not the same.
Interesting.
A lot of people just want to be musicians these days, but the musicianship is almost dying. You know, that's why you could hear a song and you wonder, wait, was this person thinking before they did this song? Like, why is this sounding all rowdy or funny or whatever? It's because the person who is thinking that way, or rather, if I was the one or yourself, has musicianship in them. You know how it's supposed to sound. And these things do not come to you by few textbooks, even by watching YouTube videos. They come to you with experience. You know, years of experience. For some, it might be months of experience. I don't know. Everybody's different. But it comes with experience. You know, so the process, I always say to people, music is not an easy profession. A lot of people think that once you fail in school, the first thing you need to jump into is music, which is why we have so many of that these days. It is wrong. And if people jump into music that way, they most times don't last in the music. You know, they'll just come if they made way for some time. That is it. After that time, they are gone. And you wonder, where is this artist? They were not an artist. They just jumped on the bandwagon. Real artists stay on the scene forever, and we can mention names, and there are a lot of artists that have been on the scene for a long time, and they are still on the scene. You know what people say that you're not going to be king forever. It's nonsense. That's like telling the king who is on the throne, or the current king of a place or a city or a village or whatever, to die so that you can become king. That's what you're basically saying. You know, true kings will reign until they are dead.
Until they're dead.
That's the truth. You know, so music is a
very broad.
Even like I said, I'm still learning. So I'm just sharing from what I'm learning.
From what you have learned. Interesting. Yeah. Thank you so much. Now, Dorian Models, you're welcome. Thank you for your comment. And we have other people. Chioma, welcome, who is regular here. Welcome. I saw Emma OMG, welcome. Josie, welcome. We are hoping to get Emma OMG to come and also talk to us about his creative level. So now it's interesting that because you have made some points, and one of the key points you mentioned there is the bringing out the various aspects of music. Mention the fact that there's a loyalty, there's a consistency aspect, there's a passion aspect, there's a time of service, just going to serve. So, in other words, for all our guests tonight, if you are aiming to become something in the music industry, you might need to go serve. You might need to go look for somewhere to go serve. You just bury your head and serve. That's the process. Process is critical in anything that we want to do in life. So it's wonderful. Welcome, Olabisi Adeyemi. Those are my people. Welcome. Now, let's go to the other aspect, because in point, and why I want to go in there is because you mentioned it as part of the things that for someone who we might not have time to unpack what that point of music and a musician, music, what the way you separated them. We might not have time to unpack that. Maybe one day a book is coming that you help us to unpack that aspect. Now you mentioned one of the parts of it is music business, and that takes me to ask a question. There was a post I think you wrote. You said, "Dear gospel music artists, the gospel is ministry, the music is career." Can you explain?
Well, first of all, let me say that post, even though yes, I directed it to gospel artists, I think it applies to every type of musician.
Okay.
And I'll break it down very simply. Music is passion. Music is meant to be passion.
Okay.
And anything short of passion is no more music. Now, a lot of people become so passionate about their music that they forget about selling the music. They forget about the music blessing them in return. Now, the only time that you should not expect a blessing from what you do is when you are preaching the gospel. And how do I mean? You're preaching the gospel, it is not your gospel. It is the gospel of Christ. Now, nobody's going to pay you a dime for that. How do I mean? The church, for instance, the pastor who preaches, or the head of the church, let's just for example, the pastor and the, let's say, founder of a particular church.
Of a church,
you know?
Yeah.
He knew that he was going to need chairs for the building. He knew he was going to need building where he can stand in and preach the gospel that Christ has given to him. He knew that he will need musicians. Now, all of these things come with what?
With money.
The cost.
Yeah.
Very simple analogy. What I don't understand is why people will release their songs, for instance, and don't expect to make money from it. Which is why a lot of people release their songs anyhow. You just do a song, you just put a link on Instagram. Oh, come and download my new song. Oh, my song has dropped. Blah, 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 blah. Have you thought about this song that I've recorded, taking my time to record in the studio? How is it going to bring back money to me? Just take, for example, this season we're in now. There are no churches open. No gospel artist has been invited to come and sing anywhere. Anywhere. You know, until the church is open again is when some gospel artists can make money. Now, not just gospel artists, even secular artists.
Secular artists.
Until there is a physical meeting is when some secular artists can make some more money. But guess what? Unfortunately, some of the secular artists have wisened up to know how to sell their music. See, the music is not the gospel. We have to understand these two things. The message can be or might not be gospel. The message is what you are passing. That is the free part of your musicianship, if you are a gospel artist. The music is not free because the producer will charge you money to make the music. There is no way in the world you will come to a producer and speak in tongue for 10 minutes and they'll say, yes, I feel it. We're doing this song. I will pay the bass player for you. I'll pay the drummer. I'll pay the backups. I'll pay everybody. You just jump in the booth and sing. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible.
It's possible.
There's 1 or 2 cases where I've done songs for people for free. There are cases like that, and I'm sure there are other people too who have done that. But I'm saying, let's talk reality. Let's talk reality. You know, Christ was so human, yet not human, that he even ate with people. Why didn't he show his supremacy by saying, no, I came to death, I don't need food. I don't need food to survive. No, I don't need water. Why is he asking for water? Guess what? We're talking about the most spiritual, or should I call him? I mean, everybody watches Superman movie. That is the real Superman. Right there. He can do anything. So are you telling me that somebody who multiplied fish and loaf of bread to thousands of people cannot do a miracle and is full without eating? You know what I'm saying? So money is important to a musician, whether they are singing gospel or not.
Or secular.
Which is why how to monetize your music is very, very important. Very, very key. After you have sung the song, you are in the spirit and all of that, you know, you felt the song, the people you are singing the song to, they felt the song. Are you still hungry? Can you pay your bills? Okay, let's even leave bills. Can you record the next song? Do you have funds enough to record the next song? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm very careful in this kind of matters because it almost looks like it makes some people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you can't be in a comfort zone and fulfill destiny.
Correct.
Everybody God has ever used in the Bible, they were never used from the place of comfort.
Mm.
It was always from a place of discomfort. Paul was beheaded. I think we'll always forget that. With all the great things that Paul has done for Christ, done for the sake of the gospel, at the end of the day, what happened to him? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there is no comfort in music, first of all. So also is the gospel. There is no comfort in the gospel. You know, so if you are doing music, it is important to know, how do I sell my music? I say to people, why do you think that some of the top gospel artists are top? You think that they just woke up one day and saw themselves as top? No. They know what they did. They might not be able to tell you what they did because they want to remain on top. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's just wisdom. Not to just cast your pearls
upon the point. Yep.
Do you understand? So they will not be able to tell you, they might not be able to tell you what they did to be on top.
On top.
But trust me, they did something to be on top.
On top. Interesting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's great that the point that Music Magnet has just dropped now about the fact that there's a difference between the music you have and the message you want to pass across, and the music, the composition that is a vehicle through which you are delivering that particular message. Now, and there's a need to put value, as it were, on it.
Exactly.
You need to put value on it, and I think it's very important that we, and I think this is not only just even for you, for those who are music ministers. I think it's in every area of life, in which when we know that you have a message or you have a value to give, is first and foremost know, how can I monetize? If you have a gift of talking, if you have a gift of singing, if you have a gift of showing care and concern, if you have a gift of cooking food, you must know how to be able to package it, because there is an element that will bring you money.
In fact, let me just drop two nuggets.
Okay.
Two nuggets.
Okay.
You know, I one time somebody reached out to me and said, Bros, I want to promote this song. I don't know what to do. I said, do you have some money? He said, yes, I have some money. You know, I don't know how to go about it. I said, listen, why are we not seeing gospel artists using Instablog Nigeria for promoting their song? Oh, is it because the people who go there are sinners? I said, listen, don't be deceived. Instablog, I'm not doing advert for them. I'm just
saying as an example.
Instablog, Tunde Ednot, all these people who have a lot of followers are reaching out to more people than you can. So what does wisdom say to you? Pay them the token that they want.
And let them push
Put your song there if you believe your song is great enough. Because guess what? The Bible makes these things clear. But the Bible is so simple to understand, but yet so difficult for people to grab. I don't know how to explain what I just said, but hey, you know, the Bible makes it clear that you should go ye into the world
and learn
to go and preach the gospel. You know what I'm saying? Most times what we do is we lock ourselves in the four walls of the church. We preach on ourselves, to ourselves. We scream on ourselves, and then during the week we don't really make anything happen. And then we say, oh, somebody in the village or one devil is the one behind our lack of progress. And I'm like, no. You too, what did you do? At least there's something I do. Before I give up on stuff, trust me, I have tried my best like you can never imagine. I have done my best, like I've done everything, learned more to try and flog that thing. I'm like, okay, I think this one is not a battle to me. Leave it. And then I move on to something else. And that way I don't feel bad because I know that I really did my best. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to make money from music is not so easy, but at the same time, it's not that tough. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are royalties to make from music. You can license your music. There are people who are looking for music to put in their movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people are looking for theme songs. Some songs that are flying around fit into all these places. It's just to be able to identify and understand that, okay, my music is not for a set of people. My music is supposed to be for everybody. Everybody is singing a particular artist song right now all over the world. There are even remixes of the song all over the world. There was one that Forbes spoke about recently, you know, and went all AY on it, like, man, this song is big, this song is blah, blah, blah. Because the song is big.
Yeah.
Now the artist of that song is making a lot of money because of just that one song.
That one song.
And the person is singing gospel. There is nowhere in the Bible that says that your gift should not make way for you. It actually says that your gift should make way for you.
For you.
You know, so there are many things in music that I believe personally, because I work with a lot of gospel artists, are not doing right. You know, don't do your music and expect the Holy Spirit to, you know, publish the music for you, promote the music for you. You have to do some work. I mean, life is easier now. Do you know that with Instagram ads alone, you can reach people that have never heard about you before?
Yep.
Well, just with Instagram ads, Facebook ads, you don't need to do so much. You don't even need analog radio and TV and blah, blah, blah anymore. You have YouTube. Put your video on YouTube. Is that great?
Yeah.
Sponsor the ad on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sponsor it everywhere. By the time you spend some money on your music, you will see yourself getting somewhere, and then you begin to see other doors that you can begin to
getting traction. Thank you so much. So, well, it's important. It's wonderful what you have said. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest has dropped 2 nuggets to say about the fact that your music you can still push it, and you can look for platform. Don't think, and that will take me to my next question. Don't think that, because it's gospel music, we should just keep it on a particular area. Think wide. Let the music go into the world. Spread out the music. And now, let me go to my next question. Now, from the example you gave about if somebody wants to their music to gain traction, about thinking that, if I go to Niger Blog, for example, it will not, can you help clarify the difference between secular music and gospel music? What is that?
It's just a message. That's the best way I can say it.
Okay.
I mean, I produce gospel music, I produce secular music.
Okay.
Now, message is the content of the music.
Okay.
And how do I mean? I can make the same music, and a gospel artist can throw lyrics on it, throw words on it. A secular artist can throw words on it, can throw music on it, can throw a reading on it or whatever. Words and lyrics on top on it, melody on it. The only difference here is the difference that we put to it. That's the only way.
So it's the meaning you are adducing to it.
Yes. It's the only difference between secular music and gospel music is the difference that we decide to put on it. So I'll make it very clear. So if I sing now about love from the place of God, and and I didn't mention Jesus at all or mention God, but I spoke about love, how love is supposed to be in a song. Does that make it a secular music? Does that make it a gospel music? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it any of the two. It's just good music. And understand that all good and perfect things come from the Lord God Almighty.
Yeah, yeah.
The devil has no power to create anything good. Nothing as good as pure water. The devil has no power to do that. It's God that gives the inspiration to even write about what love is supposed to be, about what life is supposed to be, about what marriage is supposed to be. It's God that gives inspiration for a very beautiful music that doesn't have to have swear words. Now, I understand people. It's when you start to put swear words and put obscene
Obscenities.
things into it. It's when they go, secular music, Lele. I can understand. But what I'm saying is, in all fairness, the difference between secular and gospel music is what individuals, first of all, have decided to define it as. You know, I have friends who don't sing gospel music, who sing, and they sing beautiful music that anybody in the world can listen to.
Relate to.
And I can, no, not really. I can say that, you know, I feel the music, and you can feel God in the music.
Okay.
Why? Because there is no swear word, there is no curses, there is no obscene stuff in the music. A song doesn't have to be godly only when you hear God. As in they say G-O-D. Inside. You can tell where any song comes from when you hear it. Songs are spirit. Music is a spirit. You can tell where it came from, whether it came from crack, whether it came from cocaine, it came from drinking, it came from sex, or it came from pure, inspiration by God.
Interesting. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, Music Magnet has been dishing it out by the Spirit, telling us great things about sparking creativity. Now, let's now go to our definition. What is creativity to you? How would you define creativity?
Creativity is anything that is fresh. It's anything that is beautiful, that was not there before you started whatever it is you were starting.
It was not there before.
Yeah. Creativity is something that makes you think and makes your thinking look tangible. Like you can almost touch it.
Make it real.
When you are done. You know, when you hear good music, you know, you feel sometimes like you can grab the music. You know, that's because the music was well done, creatively, delivered and well delivered. So creativity to me is the ability to birth new things, new ideas, with no hindrances whatsoever. That's what I call creativity.
Ability to birth new ideas without any hindrance.
Yes, so that even when generator is bumping on the side, you can't even hear the generator because you're in another realm, you're in another place of mind. You know, it takes you to a mind sphere where you're not bothered about what's happening around you. You know, you can't even tell what's happening around you because you're somewhere else. Then you're in a creative space.
You are in a creative space. Interesting. So now, if with all we have said earlier and this particular definition of creativity, how does Dr. Wilson Joel think when he wants to create?
Wow. I will not make it too long. What I do when I want to be creative is I try to be calm. That's the first thing I do.
Okay.
I try to be calm because what that does is it helps me to disconnect from whatever it is I was doing before then and helps me connect to what I want to achieve. Now, I subconsciously acknowledge that whatever creativity comes out of me at that moment is not my power.
Okay.
It's not my doing. I subconsciously admit that, anything I'm going to create is already there from God. But God is just releasing it to me. You know, like you mentioned in the beginning, the song Alagbara. A lot of people don't know that I wrote the song. You know, they thought I just produced it. You know, but when I wrote the song, I was just sleeping. And I was hearing the song.
Interesting.
And it was coming to me. All the parts were coming to me. I remember very well, it was in Houston, Texas. I was sleeping on the couch. And everywhere was calm. So remember again, I told you I like to be calm when I want to be creative. Everywhere was calm. I knew I was sleeping, but at the same time, I knew I wasn't sleeping. You know? So immediately, I jumped up from the couch and I picked my phone and I recorded everything that I heard. Even the chords, the beats, everything, I recorded it on the phone. So the next thing I did when I landed Nigeria, ran into the studio and I dropped it exactly as I heard it and as I recorded it and I left it I did not do more than what I heard. You know. And then I said to Onos, Onos, do you like this song? Actually, I've actually played it for 1 or 2 people. If they liked it, well, I played it to Onos, you know, and the song became a masterpiece everywhere by God's grace.
Yeah.
So, for me, creativity just, like I said before, subconsciously, I just know and just acknowledge that every creativity that comes to me is not mine.
It's not yours.
It came from a source, and as long as that source is there, it will never run dry.
And you acknowledge the source, and
Yes.
you acknowledge the source and know that well in that space. Wow. So and I think it resonates back to what I said initially, that ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the issue of creativity, there is the aspect of belief. Your belief must be in sync, must be right. You must believe that you are creative. You must believe that you can be creative. And at that point, you must believe that, okay, whatever comes to me at this point is coming from the source of creativity himself, who is the source of creativity, and take action on that come onto you. Wow, it's interesting. Now, it's just wow. Now I'll go back to an aspect, and this part, even though somehow we have worked on it. Now, for me as a person, I'm a researcher and do a lot of
I can tell.
and do a lot of I'm like yourself that has many parts. I have a lot of interest and passion in many areas, and I do research, get information, store it. Now, in one of my information, and I want you to speak, you just choose on one of these and speak on them. In one of my research, it says how to follow a music business blueprint. And there are 11 things there. There is the product, the marketing, which you have alluded to, either by email or whatever. There is the distribution, there is the branding, there is the publishing, there is the legal aspect, the documentation contract, there is the merchandising, there is the research and development, there is the operations, there's the CSR, and there's the legacy aspect. So 11 aspects when it comes to this aspect of the music industry, as it were. Now, I'll ask one question, but I want you to speak on any of these ones. While I'll now ask my own question from any of this one. Yeah.
The truth is, the world we live in now, see all these aspects are almost combining into one.
Okay.
Now, where the artist by themselves or the musician by themselves can actually do all of these things.
Correct.
Except 1 or 2, like the legal, they might not be able to do because you need some serious technical assistance there.
Yeah.
The CSR, you need more partnerships on that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just do CSR by yourself.
Yeah.
But because of the world we live in now, see where we're going. Look at the mind space where we're going to now as a world, as a whole in the world. Almost everybody is now working from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. The things that we think that can be done by remote office work are now being done
remotely.
And same thing with music. Like I said in the beginning, an artist can record their song now, promote it by themselves, publish themselves.
Yeah.
They can actually do that.
Yeah.
Market themselves.
Yeah.
But when they now need legal backing, they need to get a lawyer.
They get a lawyer.
Now, that is the one I'm going to speak on. I'm going to speak on the lawyer.
Okay.
A lot of people need that cover in this time and age, because we need to understand that there are now more opportunities than before.
Okay.
In a market, once monopoly is beginning to die in economics, one monopoly is beginning to die.
Yeah.
Because what they used to enjoy before, they cannot enjoy anymore. The kind of power that they have before, they cannot have it anymore. That is why we have things like sabotages. When somebody's kicking a monopolist out of market, begin to have sabotage, just like politics. When a particular person feels they are losing the grip of a region, it begins to cause chaos. Because if it was easy to just go and chill after you lose grip of a region, then it would be better for you to just have your peace and just move on.
Yeah.
But once monopoly is becoming threatened, there will be so many opportunities. So I will talk about the law.
The law aspect.
A lot of artists need to have lawyers. There are a lot of entertainment lawyers now, than ever before. I mean, gone are those days when lawyers don't want to go into entertainment law. Gone are those days. Most of the lawyers who were raised back then were either enterprise lawyers, oil and gas lawyers, servicing firm lawyers, or whatever it is, banking lawyers, insurance lawyers. But now we have a lot more entertainment lawyers. In fact, everybody I meet now that does law will tell you they are doing entertainment law. Like, why are you doing entertainment law? And one of them say, guy, let me tell you the truth.
That's
in multi-million naira industry, that aspect is you would never be able to understand until you start to get into things like endorsements, things like you want to do big concerts. Like tours, international tours, things like, publishing your music on the very, very world, global scale. So you need a cover. Lawyers are like umbrellas for artists when the rain of opportunists is falling.
To keep you not to be wet.
To keep you from the rain of opportunities, because that rain comes with nails.
With nails.
Yes, it comes with hailstorms. And you don't want to be in the way of that kind of rain. I know an artist who is still fighting a particular telco company in Nigeria, because they used the song for a particular season in Nigeria, significant season in Nigeria one time. And it was the one that did the song. It was obvious. But guess what? He didn't have lawyers that would fight for him then or stand for him then. So somebody else took his song and said, let's just use it. They used it. But guess what? Remember what I said in the beginning? When monopoly begins to get threatened, you begin to see more opportunities. Now, because this telco company is, of course, obviously bigger than the artist, there's nothing the artist can do. The artist has taken them to court. Actually, they are still in court. And I remember they've been in court for at least the past maybe 5, 6, about 7 years, actually. 7 years. And in my mind, this is something I can say to this artist that, listen, guy, you have lost this battle. Let me just tell you. Because
they're not dragging it.
Yeah, we all know how Nigeria can be as well. This is not America or UK or China where you can get real justice. When you get real justice here, man, God really loves you. So you need lawyers who are going to cover your tracks. I mean, remember in the beginning I had said that music and musicianship is not the same.
They're different.
Now, the music business part has to be taken care of very, very well, no matter how passionate you are about your music. Or else you will just do the music, people will go like, oh yeah, this guy is very good. But you will not see the returns of the music. So law, very important for every musician.
Every musician.
Yeah, even a keyboard player needs a lawyer. Even a keyboard needs a lawyer. You cannot go and work from certain organizations, and I won't mention names, and they tell you that they're paying you XYZ for XY service, and then the service increases, and you cannot get more money from your work.
Wow. You've
simply lost out. You need You need lawyers for everything that you do in music. You need your lawyer to be there. If somebody tries to exploit your work, you don't have to scream. The lawyer knows what to do. They just go after whoever the perpetrators are, and they get your money or your reward or whatever it is from them. You know, you need lawyers, entertainment lawyers, very key. And I can tell you this confidently: 80% of Nigerian musicians don't have lawyers. They don't have law backings, no legal backings. 80%. I almost said 85%, but let me leave the 5% to oblivion and leave it to guesswork. 80% of Nigerian artists do not have lawyers, which is why they're always in a battle every, one time or the other, before you know, so person defrauded me, we signed a deal, blah, 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 blah. You do not have lawyers. And some people think they have lawyers who actually don't know jack about entertainment. Yes.
Interesting. Wow. It's just it's just a wonderful time we are having with Dr. Wilson Joel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not following him after now, go and follow Dr. Wilson Joel. And also for you to be updates on what we do, follow me at Dr. Olushola Ajide to get more our speakers. We still have a lot of lined up because this particular series we are focusing on is on arts, crafts, entertainment, which comprise of comedy, which comprise of music, film, which comprise of fashion, which comprise of journalism, even sports. So we have all these people lined up that will become coming to bless us and about this aspect of creativity. Wow, that's interesting. So now, for me, my aspect and my research is on corporate social responsibility and community engagement and making impact. So tell us about what has Music Magnet done? What kind of corporate social responsibility have you been involved with?
The truth is, I do.
I'm watching. We have about 6
minutes?
Less than 10 minutes actually.
Oh, okay. I mean, I do. I won't say I do a lot.
Okay.
Because a lot means different things to different people.
Okay.
But I think I do enough.
Okay.
Off camera.
Okay.
I'm an off-camera person.
Okay.
Trust me. People will tell you that like we came to House on the Rock, for instance. We can't find you. I say, what are you looking for me for? You do like the movie? You say yes. I say that's fine.
That is me. You've seen it.
That's all you need, you know. Even I remember, even my pastor, sometimes I remember when in the beginning when I just came back to Nigeria, and he asked me to please direct the choir for him for a few months. That has gone to years now.
Yes, now.
I remember in the beginning when he has an issue maybe with the music and he calls for me, he realized that I'm not running like how people do here, like somebody calls you, you're running, Realize that I'm not slow, but I'm actually coming to
you. You are calm, yeah.
And it took him some time to adjust to see that, wow, this guy's style is different. He does not like the attention to say, that's the boss right there. That's the man making everything happen. Blah, 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 blah. I'm naturally not that kind of person. So with my CSR, I do a lot of things off camera.
Off camera.
Yeah, a lot of things off camera. I mean, because I remember I tried the on-camera thing one time, and I just didn't like it. I'm like, you know what? I remember one time I pulled a guy out of the street. I think his name is Sylvester. Sylvester. That was like 2015, 2016. No, wrong. That was 2016 into 2017. After I had an accident in 2016. And I pulled him out of the street and pull the stunt on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, I need to raise money for this guy. And trust me, a lot of people contributed money for this guy.
Wow.
And we took him out of the streets.
Wow.
Even though, unfortunately, I have to say, I don't know where Sylvester is right now. Sylvester, I think the last time I spoke to him was in Warri. Unfortunately, he mismanaged the funds. I have to say that. He mismanaged the funds. But the fact remains that a good deed was done.
It was done for him.
And that one is on record with him and his maker, who is our God. The same. So, but I do a lot of things off camera. I cannot tell you how many people have given studio equipment.
Mm.
I can tell you how many people I have connected to sources that became, their daily income. I can tell you of how many people I have connected to workplaces. I mean, I can't tell you of how many, households, I do palliatives for.
Palliatives. Interesting.
But I do these things with wisdom as well. I make sure that God is also speaking to me to do them. I really hate to do anything for crowds. Like I said to somebody, trust me, I know what to post on my page. I'm going to have 150,000 comments, if possible. But no need for those things. What I really live it for.
Yeah.
And those have been my guidelines.
Thank you so much. We have less than 2 minutes. It's just been wonderful. There are still questions, but we just have to, draw it us. We would really appreciate. I really thank you so much. It's just been a wonderful session, and I believe strongly that we will have many things to do with yourself, and we want to thank you so much for your time. We know. Please help us thank Madam, who is allowing you to be here with us. We know. So thank you so much, sir. We need the Lord bless you and prosper you.
So much.
And thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Right.
Bye, sir.
Cheers.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful time with our guest, Dr. Wilson Jewell. This post will still be available on my page. Follow me to know more about what all other guests that are coming up. I hope you've learned quite a lot of things when it comes to creativity. And I will see you again with our next guest on the Mentors Show. Don't forget, follow us, share, tell your friends. There are some other guests we've had. We've had Frank Egos on this show. We've had MOG Music from Ghana. We've had MC Abe. We've had Mike Abdul. We've had even Rotimi Keys. We've had Chi Girl herself. Go to my page and you will see all these posts that we've had. So see you again in our next show. Bye.